So today we reiterated the importance of having really good gradients, knowing when to use which one, how to edit it, and really how to have good color combinations and things that look really smooth. A lot of people know how to make a gradient, but the gradient can look really sharp and unnatural. So our goal today is just practice editing gradients. For your first part, you've been given 6 little pictures here of animals in the country they represent, and your job is to choose from these options here and drag them down underneath the pictures. For example, let's say I want this image to have a linear one, this one to have a radial, and this one to have a freeform. Okay, I'll do the rest as well. Now your job is to follow what the label that you chose says. So this says to do something radial that has at least 2 colors. Now let's remember that in order to use our gradients, it really helps to have our gradient panel open. So I'm going to go up to Window, I'm going to go up to Gradient, and now I have my gradient panel right here that I can access. So in order to add a gradient, simply select your shape. And in this case, I'm using radial. So my types are right up here. The second one is radial. If I'm not sure which one is which, I can hover my mouse over it. Now this asks for 2 colors. So I'm going to double click on the little circles all the way in the bottom to edit the colors. Now right now I have no colors here. I can add them for you later, but basically you want to be in CMYK. So I go up to this color picker, I click on these 3 little lines, I make sure I'm in CMYK, and now I can choose something that I think would look good. So I'm going to pick something bright and sunny since that looks like Australia, and I'm going to pick a darker version of that same orange. So double click on the little black circle, click this little 3 lines, CMYK, and now I'll pick like a darker. Now I don't necessarily think that this gradient is in the right location for me. So after I make a gradient, it really helps to take my gradient tool, not the panel, right? And I can kind of move things around. So I can make my ellipse, the center of it, more intense. I can even change the focal point if I want by moving the circle. Maybe I want the circle to come from the left-hand side. Okay, you're going to repeat that for each one of these, but follow what it says underneath. So if that one says linear, it should be linear with different colors for each one. Now, if it says at least 2 colors, please do that. Right underneath, it always tells you the amount of colors you're going to need. For freeform, right, let's click freeform. Remember to add a gradient for freeform. All you have to do is click anywhere with this freeform option selected. It's going to add a dot of color. To change that dot of color, double click on it on the screen. See how this pops up? And I can change mine to be whatever. Right now it's only 1 color, so it doesn't really look like a gradient. So I'm going to click over here and do another shade of blue. And this one says to have at least 3 colors. So let me put another. That's what it should look like. Okay, so at this point I'll be probably asking for a check-in and your Google Slides, just letting me know you're actively working. When you are done, your job is to apply gradients to this layout. So imagine that your client has asked you to redesign their app design with a gradient heavy theme. You can consider a dark mode, just gradients that look really cohesive. So this looks all like it belongs to the same app. Okay, you don't have to color every letter, just make sure your letters are visible. For example, if your background is really dark, you might not want to keep your letters to be black because then you won't be able to see it. Okay, good luck, be patient, and make sure your gradients are nice and natural.